Here's Senator Carignan.
The misconduct of these three senators called for firm action, and that is what we have taken. Unfortunately, Trudeau's Liberals continue to defend the status quo and condone the action of these senators. We will look forward to now focusing on priorities that matters to Canadians, including job, economic growth, and long-term prosperity. C'est un grand honneur que de siéger au Parlement.
It is a great honor to sit in Parliament. Canadians expect that all parliamentarians behave with integrity and follow the rules. To do so, you have to forget your own personal interests and first think of the interests of taxpayers who work hard. The decision to suspend these three senators means that we have to give up a partisan interest. For the past 2 weeks, the Liberals have shown that their partisan interests are more important than the superior interests of Canadians and the institutions. It has been determined that these senators claimed for expenses to which they were not entitled. In our opinion, they should therefore not receive a paycheck from the government. Canadians have no less rights than those three senators. As a matter of fact, we should expect more from public office holders. The behavior of those three senators call upon us to act with firmness, and for that reason, we reached the decision we took. The Liberals under Trudeau are fighting for the status quo, and they're shutting their eyes to the behavior of those senators. We're happy to be able now, henceforth, to look after Canadians' interests, jobs, economic growth, and long-term prosperity. Yes, but there were 4 of your senators rose against this. Well, it was a free vote. No, it was a free vote, and I said so since the very outset. The problems with the Trudeau Liberals is that he undermined his leadership. No, he whipped the leadership by clearly explaining and stating that he had directives to abstain. And to my mind, that's lack of respect for the institution. It's a lack of respect for Canadian taxpayers. And when we vote, you saw there were a lot of Liberals who voted against the motion. The Liberals, quite clear, want the status quo. They don't want to take responsibility. I feel that we must take our responsibilities. There's not 1 or 2 senators that voted on personal issues, on individual issues. And it was a free vote. It was very clear in this vote that the Liberals did not want to take their responsibilities. But is there not uneasiness in the caucus? No, since the very beginning, the statistics, the figures were there. I've had those figures for many weeks now, and it was clear for us that it was going to be a free vote. What happened here is that we had Liberals who refused to take their responsibilities to the detriment of the interests of Canadians.
Six of your Conservatives voted against, well, either voted against or abstained from voting for this, so they objected to the whole procedure. They said it wasn't due process. And the Liberals, of course, abstained, and they say it's because of the due process. Well, what do you make of the results?
It was a free vote on our side, and the other side, it was very clear that the Liberals vote against the accountability. They didn't take their responsibility, and I think they didn't take a decision in the interest of the Canadians.
Conservatives who didn't support the motion?
I said at the beginning that it was a free vote, and we have some senators that for particular reason they decide to abstain or to vote against, but it was not its individual decision. On the other side, the Liberals, it was very clear. It was a party decision. It was a party position to maintain the statu quo and to don't take their responsibility.
Are there any circumstances under which do you feel you set some kind of precedent here for when the Auditor General reviews this, and if there are any other questionable expenses of other senators, have you set a precedent here?
Look, I think every senator that when we establish a pattern of misconduct with inappropriate expenses, we need to take an action. They have to maintain their responsibility, and it's our responsibility to maintain the confidence of the public in this institution. And now it is the first step, and we will continue to work to establish a Senate more accountable and more efficient.
Now, for the Auditor General's report, if there are others to be named in the Auditor General's report, will they have the same fate as the three of them today? Well, it's an issue of gross negligence as opposed to a simple mistake. If there are others that have the same behavior, we must expect that they'll have the same kind of sanction. When you say that the Liberals are fighting for the status quo, well, it's very clear that they are. Now, how do you reconcile these positions? Well, because those who voted were voting on an individual line, whereas the others voted under a party line.
That's the government leader in the Senate, Claude Carignan.